Ladies and gentlemen, you see, there are days when you look into the mirror and wonder who you really are. You begin to doubt your worth, your capabilities, and even the beauty of your own soul. I've been there. And I want to tell you something with all the love in my heart. You're not defined by the setbacks you face, the labels others have given you, or the pain you carry. You are defined by how you rise every day. Even if your legs are trembling, even if your heart is heavy, confidence is not about being loud. It's about being deeply at peace with yourself. And personality? It's not a performance for the world. It's the reflection of your soul's light when you choose kindness, courage, and growth. Every single day gives you a new chance to become the best version of yourself, not in giant leaps, but in small, intentional steps. Let me take you on a journey today. A journey that doesn't demand perfection, but progress. A journey where building confidence and improving your personality isn't a destination, but a beautiful, never-ending process. And I want you to walk that path with your head held high, knowing that you matter and that you are becoming someone truly extraordinary. Accept yourself completely and unconditionally. Sometimes we look at our reflection and all we see are the flaws, the scars, the stretch marks, the extra weight, the awkwardness, the regrets. And in those moments, we forget that the very things we criticize are the stories of our survival. We forget that our imperfections are the brushstrokes of a masterpiece still in progress. Self-acceptance isn't about ignoring your flaws. It's about embracing them with tenderness. It's about saying to yourself, yes, I have been through pain. Yes, I have made mistakes, but I'm still worthy of love, dignity, and growth. That's where confidence begins, not with perfection, but with permission to be human. We live in a world that constantly tells us we are not enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, not successful enough. But who created that scale of enough? And why must we shrink ourselves to fit into someone else's definition of worth? True acceptance starts when you stop measuring yourself against people who do not live your life or carry your burdens. There is incredible power in looking at yourself and saying, I am enough, just as I am. It's not arrogance, it's healing. It's you finally seeing the light within you that you've been taught to dim. It's standing in your own truth and choosing to own every chapter of your story, even the ones you wish had been written differently. The moment you stop apologizing for being who you are, the moment you stop hiding behind masks and filters, is the moment the real version of you begins to bloom. And that version, however fragile or fierce, is far more beautiful than any illusion you try to maintain. You are not broken, you are becoming. And becoming requires patience. It requires grace. It requires you to sit with your past, hold it gently in your hands and say, you taught me something, and now I'm ready to heal. You don't need to be someone else to be loved. You don't need to change your entire personality to be respected. What you need is to recognize your own value, even when no one claps for you, even when no one sees your silent battles. Self-acceptance is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. It's waking up and choosing not to hate yourself for your flaws. It's choosing to forgive yourself for the things you didn't know then. It's choosing to believe that you are growing even when the progress is slow and invisible to the world. Every wrinkle, every scar, every failed attempt carries a lesson. And if you're still here, if you're still breathing, it means your story isn't over. It means you still have time to fall in love with the person in the mirror, no matter how many times they've been broken. Confidence is not something you put on like makeup. It's something you build by accepting who you are underneath the layers. It's in the way you hold yourself when no one is watching. It's in the way you speak to yourself when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. When you finally accept yourself, your entire energy changes. You walk differently. You speak more gently. You no longer seek validation from people who never really saw you. You stop trying to earn love and begin to radiate it from within. And people will notice. They will feel the calm in your presence. They will be drawn to the way you carry your flaws with grace. They will admire your courage to stand as you are, unfiltered, unapologetic, and grounded in your truth. So start today. Not with grand declarations or forced affirmations, but with a quiet promise to yourself, I will no longer wage war against who I am. I will stop rejecting the very parts of me that make me whole. I will choose to be my own home. Because confidence without self-acceptance is shallow, and personality without inner peace is exhausting. But when you accept yourself with all your light and shadows, you begin to shine from a place that no external praise can reach. You were not meant to be perfect. You were meant to be real. And in your realness, in your raw humanity, lies the foundation of a confidence that no one can take from you. Speak kindly to yourself, even in silence. There's a voice inside your head that speaks to you more than anyone else ever will. That voice narrates your every move, comments on your every failure, and echoes long after everyone else has gone silent. What matters most is how that voice speaks. Is it harsh? Is it cruel? Or is it gentle and encouraging? Most of us grow up hearing criticism. You're not good enough. You should have known better. These phrases, repeated over and over, become internal beliefs. And slowly, without even realizing it, we become our own worst enemy. We scold ourselves for being tired, for needing a break, for not being perfect. But who decided that compassion was a luxury instead of a necessity? Imagine if you spoke to your best friend the way you sometimes speak to yourself. Imagine telling someone you love that they're worthless, that they'll never succeed, that they're too much or not enough. You wouldn't do it. So why do we tolerate that kind of cruelty from our own inner voice? Confidence doesn't begin with achievements. It begins with the conversations you have with yourself in the quiet of your mind. Those private moments when no one else is listening, that's where either healing or harm begins. And it's in those moments that you must learn to speak words that uplift, not undermine. It's easy to say kind things to yourself when life is going well. But the real transformation happens when you speak love to yourself during failure, during heartbreak, during disappointment. That's when kindness becomes medicine. That's when your words stop being just thoughts and start becoming lifelines. We cannot build confidence by constantly tearing ourselves down. We cannot improve our personality while carrying the weight of self-hatred. You don't need more compliments from the world. You need more compassion from yourself. Your healing begins the moment your self-talk changes. Kind self-talk doesn't mean avoiding responsibility. It means holding yourself accountable with empathy. It's the difference between saying, I messed up, I'm so stupid, and saying, I made a mistake, but I'm still learning. That small shift in language carries immense power. Every time you look in the mirror and speak kindly to your reflection, you are reprogramming the way you see yourself. You're rewriting years of negative conditioning. You're planting seeds of self-respect that will grow slowly but surely into deep-rooted confidence. And when you do this consistently, something beautiful happens. You stop seeking constant reassurance from others. You stop needing applause to feel worthy, because your own voice becomes enough. It becomes a source of strength, of comfort, of truth. The way you speak to yourself teaches the world how to treat you. When you begin to honor yourself in private, you unconsciously raise your standards in public. You no longer accept toxic relationships or fake friendships because you've learned what it feels like to be spoken to with love starting from within. There is no perfect script for self-talk. You don't need to memorize affirmations or chant mantras you don't believe in. All you need to do is be honest and kind. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'm trying. Instead of, I'm a failure, say, I'm growing. These words might seem small, but their impact is enormous. Some days, the kindest thing you can say to yourself is, I survived. Other days, it's, I'm proud of how far I've come. And sometimes, it's just, I forgive you. These simple phrases become bridges between self-doubt and self-belief. When your inner world is filled with love, it spills outward. Your personality becomes warmer, more compassionate, more magnetic. People feel safe around you, not because you're pretending, but because you're living in harmony with yourself. You are the one person who will walk with you through every chapter of your life. You might as well be a friend to yourself. Speak softly. Speak wisely. Speak with love. Your confidence, your peace, Your entire being depends on the words you whisper when no one else is listening. Step out of your comfort zone with compassion. Growth never happens in the soft arms of comfort. It begins when you decide that staying the same is more painful than stepping into the unknown. But the world often celebrates hustle and toughness, forgetting that real courage comes from gentle bravery, from taking one small step at a time, even while carrying fear. The comfort zone feels safe because it is familiar, it is predictable, it protects us from rejection, from embarrassment, from falling short. But it also cages us. It limits our potential. It stops us from discovering the deeper parts of who we are. You weren't born to be confined, you were born to rise, to stretch, to evolve. But stepping out doesn't mean sprinting. It doesn't mean tearing yourself apart in the name of achievement. Sometimes, growth is simply saying yes when you want to say no. It's showing up to a conversation, trying something new, allowing yourself to be seen. It's not about force, it's about compassion. You don't have to abandon your tenderness to become stronger. In fact, your softness is your superpower. It allows you to feel your fear and still move forward. It lets you acknowledge the anxiety without letting it control you. When you approach your journey with kindness, even the smallest progress feels like a victory. There will be voices that say, "You're not ready, you're not qualified, you'll fail." And sometimes those voices will come from within. But courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move despite it. It's holding fear in one hand and faith in the other and saying, "Let's go anyway." When you try something new, when you speak up, apply for the job, set a boundary, learn a skill, you build invisible muscles. And those muscles, strengthened with every act of bravery, become the foundation of your confidence. Not all at once, but moment by moment. Some of your most transformative moments will come dressed as discomfort. That awkward conversation, that difficult decision, that first attempt, those are the stepping stones. They don't feel heroic while you're in them. But one day, you'll look back and realize they were the moments that shaped you. And yes, sometimes you will stumble, sometimes you will fall. But compassion reminds you that failure is not the opposite of growth, it is part of it. Compassion says, "That didn't go as planned, but I'm still proud of myself for trying." That kind of mindset turns setbacks into sacred ground. When you treat yourself with kindness as you expand, you stop fearing the fall. You know that no matter what happens, you will catch yourself. You become your own safety net. And that inner security allows you to dream a little bigger, reach a little farther, believe a little more. You are not behind. You are not late. Growth has no deadline. The journey is yours and yours alone. You are allowed to take small steps, you are allowed to pause, you are allowed to rest. But never let the comfort of today rob you of the strength waiting to bloom tomorrow. Some days, stepping out means speaking your truth. Other days, it means resting so you can rise stronger. Every choice that honors your future self, no matter how small, is a step toward your personal freedom. You don't have to climb mountains today. Just take one step forward. Each act of bravery, no matter how quiet, adds to the mosaic of your character. It shapes your personality in the most profound ways. Not by making you louder or bolder, but by making you more whole, more honest, more alive. And the more you do this step by step, breath by breath, the more you begin to realize that everything you were searching for was never outside of you. It was waiting within you, behind the walls of fear and doubt, ready to be uncovered. You don't need to force transformation, you need to trust it. Let growth come like the dawn, soft, slow, unstoppable. Step gently. Be kind to yourself. And keep moving even when the path is unclear. You are not weak for being afraid. You are strong because you keep walking anyway. Be authentically you in a world that tries to change you. The world often wants you to wear masks to be what it expects, what it admires, what it understands. It asks you to fit into boxes that feel tight and suffocating. But your true power lies in peeling away those masks and standing in the raw, imperfect truth of who you are. Authenticity is a radical act. It requires bravery because it invites judgment, misunderstanding, and sometimes rejection. But when you choose to be yourself fully, unapologetically, you open the door to a life filled with real connection, deep joy, and unwavering confidence. It starts with knowing yourself. Not the version shaped by others' opinions, but the version shaped by your dreams, values, and heart. What lights you up? What drains your spirit? What makes you feel alive? When you understand these truths, you begin to live from a place of alignment instead of conformity. You don't need permission to be yourself. You don't need a certificate or approval. Your authenticity is a gift you give to the world simply by showing up as you are. It's the courage to say no when your soul says no, and yes when your heart says yes. The journey to authenticity often feels lonely at first. People might question your choices or misunderstand your motives. But remember, the right people will celebrate you for your realness, not for the image you try to project. Your personality blossoms when you stop chasing the ideal image and start embracing your quirks, your laughter, your silences, your passions. These unique pieces form the mosaic that is your identity, a mosaic that no one else can replicate. Authenticity also means owning your mistakes and your scars. It means showing up even when you're scared, admitting when you don't know, and being vulnerable when you feel exposed. This honesty builds bridges, not walls. In a world addicted to perfection, being real is a breath of fresh air. It allows others to relax, to be themselves, and to connect with you on a deeper level. Your authenticity becomes a beacon of light for others searching for their own truth. You don't have to be loud or flashy to be authentic. Sometimes authenticity is found in quiet strength, in standing firm in your values, in speaking your truth gently, in living your life with integrity even when no one is watching. When you embrace your true self, your confidence grows organically. It's no longer about convincing others, it's about honoring your own worth. You stop comparing, stop hiding, stop apologizing for being exactly who you are. This journey is ongoing. There will be moments when you question yourself, when you feel the pull to revert to old patterns. But each time you choose authenticity, you strengthen your foundation and silence the voices that tell you to shrink. Authenticity also invites growth. When you are honest about your feelings and needs, you create space for healing and transformation. You become a living example that being yourself is the most beautiful thing you can offer the world. Don't let fear steal your light. Don't let the desire to be liked dim your true colors. You were born to shine in your own unique way. Your personality is a story waiting to be told, a story that only you can write with honesty and love. So stand tall in your truth, speak with your own voice, dance to your own rhythm. The world needs the gift of you unfiltered, unmasked, and unafraid. That is where confidence is born and where your personality truly flourishes. Practice gratitude and celebrate your progress every day. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It is a way of seeing the world, a lens that shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. When you practice gratitude, you create space for joy, peace, and confidence to grow within you. It's easy to overlook the small wins in the rush toward bigger goals. But every step forward, no matter how tiny, is a seed planted in the garden of your growth. Celebrating these moments nourishes your spirit and reminds you that you are moving, evolving, becoming. When you acknowledge your progress, you acknowledge your worth. You tell yourself, I am enough, I am capable. This simple act builds a foundation of self-respect that no external achievement can replace. Confidence, rooted in gratitude, is steady and unshakable. Gratitude helps you to reframe challenges as opportunities. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you learn to see lessons and blessings disguised as difficulties. This perspective shifts your energy from frustration to empowerment. Daily gratitude becomes a practice of presence. It brings you back to this moment, grounding you in the now rather than worrying about the past or future. This mindfulness enhances your personality by making you more attentive, calm, and joyful. You don't have to wait for something grand to feel grateful. It can be as simple as appreciating the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, or the breath you take right now. These small acknowledgements accumulate into a reservoir of hope and resilience. Celebrating progress is also a form of self-love. It is an act of kindness toward yourself, a way to honor your effort, your patience, and your determination. When you celebrate, you give yourself permission to feel proud and motivated to keep going. Often, we are our harshest critics, focusing only on what's wrong or what's left to do. Gratitude interrupts this negative loop by reminding you to count your blessings, both big and small. It quiets the noise of self-doubt and amplifies the voice of encouragement. When you make gratitude a habit, you naturally become more positive and approachable. Your personality radiates warmth and authenticity because gratitude softens your heart and opens your mind to the good around you. This doesn't mean ignoring pain or hardship. It means holding both the struggles and the blessings in your hands, accepting them as parts of your story. Gratitude weaves balance into your life, allowing you to navigate ups and downs with grace. Celebration doesn't require grand gestures. It can be a quiet moment of reflection, a journal entry, a smile in the mirror, or sharing your joy with someone you love. These simple rituals remind you that your journey is worthy of honor. By appreciating your journey every day, you cultivate patience. You understand that transformation takes time and that every step forward, no matter how slow, matters. This patience becomes a cornerstone of your confidence and personality. Gratitude also fuels generosity. When you recognize how much you have, you naturally want to give back your time, your kindness, your light. This generosity enriches your relationships and deepens your sense of purpose. As you practice gratitude and celebrate yourself, you reclaim your narrative. You no longer measure your worth by outside standards or fleeting validation. Instead, you build an inner fortress of confidence that nothing can shake. So, let gratitude be your guide and celebration your companion. Together, they turn ordinary days into sacred milestones. They remind you that you are a work in progress, a beautiful unfolding story worthy, capable, and enough. At the end of the day, building confidence and nurturing your personality is not about rushing to a finish line or becoming someone you're not. It is a daily practice, a gentle unfolding of your true self through small acts of courage, kindness, and honesty. Each day offers a new opportunity to step beyond your fears, to listen deeply to your own heart, and to show up with authenticity and grace. Remember, confidence grows not from perfection, but from persistence. It flourishes when you embrace your uniqueness instead of shrinking to fit others' expectations. It is born in the moments you choose compassion over criticism, gratitude over doubt, and vulnerability over hiding. Your personality is the beautiful mosaic of all your experiences, the laughter, the struggles, the lessons, and the love. By investing in yourself with patience and self-compassion, you are not only building confidence, but you are also sculpting a life that reflects your deepest truth. So take this journey one step at a time. Celebrate your progress, honor your feelings, and never forget that the power to grow lies within you. Every day is a fresh canvas. Paint it with your courage, your kindness, and your authentic light. You are worthy of confidence. You are worthy of love. And you are perfectly equipped to improve and evolve, not because you must, but because you deserve to live your fullest, most beautiful life.